Realmente já teve uma situação em que estava a precisar do medicamento, mas não havia o medicamento. Vendo aquela doente ir embora sem medicamento, sem tratar a doença. Então, eu me sinto mal.
It is relatively easy these days to, procure drugs and commodities and bring that to the major ports in capitals of the countries. But to reach people in the remotest parts, that is the challenge, not just for AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, but it's one of the biggest challenges in development and development finance overall.
My favorite part about my job at the Gates Foundation is that I get to travel to the developing world, and I do that quite regularly. And when I meet the mothers in so many of these remote places, I'm really struck by the things that we have in common. They want what we want for our children, and that is for their children to grow up successful, to be healthy and have a successful life. But I also see lots of poverty, and it's quite jarring, both in the scale and the scope of it. So in short, I'm startled by all the things that they don't have. But I am surprised by one thing that they do have: Coca-Cola. Coke's success kind of stops and makes you wonder, how is it that they can get Coke to these far-flung places? And if they can do that, why can't governments and NGOs do the same thing? And I'm not the first person to ask this question.
So this was one of the critical elements we had to address. And I knew also from my own experience of working in a remote hospital in a mountainous area in Tanzania, how difficult it was to bring drugs, on dirt roads to remote hospitals and health centers. Whereas we could see there was a Coca-Cola in every single household, even in the remotest villages. So it was naturally that we were turning to private sector partners like Coca-Cola, who obviously had this expertise and who could help us to figure out how can we bring these life-saving drugs to the most vulnerable people.
If you come to understand that the big corporation is just made up of everyday people like you and I, the passion that makes you want your community to be better exists in every organization, and it's no different within the Coke environment. Our first 4-month phase of our project was going to just be about taking a deeper dive into the current reality and understanding the context to make sure that we understood the problems correctly. And that's exactly like it's done in the Coca-Cola world, is try something out first, refine it, and then scale it. Our first challenge in Tanzania related to a distribution issue, and the focus of our support revolved around a whole lot of activities designed to improve the efficiency of distribution of life-saving medicines in the country. Midway through our Tanzania project, it became clear that this was something worth replicating. In Ghana, the focus of our attention was on the immunization program in the country, and we approached it from 2 elements. One was applying Coca-Cola's strategic marketing capability to improve the uptake of vaccinations in the country. And the second was utilizing Coke's significant best practices in managing refrigerators in challenging environments across Africa. To date on Project Last Mile, we've really probably gone through 2 broad phases. So from 2010 to 2014, we were really testing the notion of whether a partnership like this could actually even work. Having proven that concept in that time period, we've then embarked on the next 5 years, which has been about taking that concept and now applying it to various types of capabilities and problems that we might find in different countries. So 2014 was a critical year in being able to expand Project Last Mile further. USAID joined our partnership. We were able then to formalize Project Last Mile with an intention to expand to 10 countries. Other key milestones were in 2019, when our founding partners renewed their commitment and in 2020 when PEPFAR joined, further consolidating an amazing group of partners. It always has been and remains a core objective to transfer capability to the local health departments we support. Our goal as Project Last Mile is never to take over the role of government departments in delivering medicines to their point of need, but rather to equip them to be able to do it better themselves. For anyone that's looking to make a difference, you actually have to find the sweet spot between personal passions, organizational strengths and capabilities, and the needs of the community around them. And then the key role that you can play in just being the facilitator to make sure that actions take place that link those three aspects together.
So this is a kind of key model, if you like, how to bring financial support and innovation together. Because that's, I think, what will be required over the next couple of years. We want to save as many lives as possible. We want to improve the health of people. And with this kind of improvement, also we will see economic growth and more stable societies and communities.
Without doubt, through Project Last Mile, we have been able to show that public-private partnerships, which leverage core business capabilities in a structured and focused way, can work. They can be scaled up, and they can be replicated.
And so if we can learn lessons from the innovators in every sector, then in the future we make together, that happiness can be just as ubiquitous as Coca-Cola.